Hey, what's up everyone? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this video we are looking at the Play Arts Kai Halo Reach JUN figure, or JUN. He is the sniper of the team, and he comes with his really awesome sniper. Again, just like my Noble 6, the person that owned it before me broke off the peg and put some glue over it, so I'll clean that up. But I don't really mind that it's missing, especially on this guy, because the peg hole for his weapon on his back is underneath his little scarf thingy. So you can't really put the weapon back there even if you wanted to, but since he only has the one firearm, there's really no need to, so you can give that to him in his hand. He does come with a grenade. The peg is removable. Lots of good details in that, and again, lots of good detail in the sniper. We do have the folding bipod for the sniper, so if you wanted to use that, you could. Everything looks good. They put some gloss on the lens of the scope. It looks like there should be a dial up there, but as far as I can tell, none of them came with that, so I guess that's just a factory error. And then of course he comes with two alternate hands, or 4 hands total, a trigger finger hand for either side, and an open palm hand for either side. So that's a pretty good array of accessories. He stands a little bit over 9 inches tall. He does suffer from the really loose hips and kind of big hips. His are a little more well hidden, just because he's a little bulkier, so I don't mind his hips nearly as much, but his are the loosest of all of the 6 figures, so be aware of that. The paintwork on this guy is really good. A lot of detail throughout. Everything looks really sharp and crisp. I love the way they painted the visor. It looks just like it did in the game, aside from, not being actually reflective. It looks just like I would want it to if I had to paint one myself. Lots of detail painted throughout. You can see how loose the hips are, just as I'm holding him. So anyway, we have the extra rounds on his shoulder. Everything looks good. The screen on his tack pad. His little pouch is painted up well. Everything looks really good on this guy. Actually, everything looks good on all of these figures. It's just those hips that are really holding them back. That's just about the only problem. So the articulation, same as Noble 6. It's a double ball peg for the head, but obviously since this is molded plastic, it's going to limit the head a little bit. You're not going to get a whole lot of range of motion out of him. Shoulders are just the same. We have the butterfly joint with the ball peg on top of that, and then the extended ball hinge to give him a better range of motion. You can really get the arms to do whatever you want. Drop them down, push them up, move them all around. That's just fine by me. We have a bicep swivel under that. Single jointed ball hinge there. He does have the elbow cap on there, so it looks pretty good. The wrist has the single hinge as well. It'll swivel in the forearm and in the hand, so you can get his hands around however you need to have him hold his weapon. I forgot to mention on Noble 6, the hands do have a peg hole for the grenades. I don't personally think it's necessary, but it is there if you want it. The upper torso has a double ball peg. His little tabby thingy here sticks out, or sticks down a little bit the wrong way, so he's a little bit more limited than Noble 6, but you still get a pretty good range of motion once you get kind of just adjust for that. It's not too bad at all. You have really good poseability there, side to side. Forward not as much, back you have a little bit. We do have the ball peg for the lower torso, so full range of motion there. The floating crotch piece helps that. The hips, just like before, are the old school ball pegs, and his tend to pop off really easily. It looks like the person that owned it put some glue in there, but no biggie. They do pop off really easily, and they are really loose, but once you get him posed, I'd probably put him in like a kneeling sniper type of stance. It won't be too bad. So the thigh can spin around the socket that holds the ball, but it's really loose, so I wouldn't mess with it too much. Double jointed knees, just like Noble 6. They are kind of ugly, but they're not as noticeable as they are on some other figures. Just because the Spartans are heavily armored, they can kind of get away with it, so that's okay. And then we have the single ball hinge for the ankle, forward, back, no problem. You can rotate it around. Takes a little trying, but you can get it to spin around to give yourself an ankle rocker. So, it's a really good figure. It's just those darn hips. They really were screwing the hips up a lot at this time period, so it's not great. But like I said, his don't look as bad by being too big, just because he's a little bulkier, and they are extra loose though, so it is a problem. But we can put him in a pose. Let's not pull the leg off, that would be bad. Let's pose him, get the leg back on, bend the leg back, bend this leg forward like this, give him his sniper, And you'll see once you get these guys posed, they just look really good. So you'll be able to overlook any of the problems that they tend to have. Sometimes the shoulders are a little bit loose, but again, once you get it posed, it's not that big of a deal. You'll see if you buy one that it seems bad at first, but it's not so bad that it's a huge problem. So we'll just do a quick little pose like this, and there you have JUN. He doesn't look out of proportion or anything. Let's move the camera back a little bit, and aside from that hip being really loose, let's bring that leg up a little bit. I'll put him on the table, see if I can balance him. There you go. Well, he's leaning right now just because of how I posed him, but well, that's no good. I'll just hold him up. So there he is. There's JUN. Looks awesome. Once you get him posed, it's fine. That's often the case with the play arts when they have odd proportions. Once you get him posed, it's not so bad at all, and JUN is no exception. He looks really good. You just have to overlook a few issues, and then you'll be good to go. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more figure reviews, custom figures, and other good stuff. And in the meantime, keep collecting.